Welcome back, everyone, to Vox Markets. My name is Paul Hill, and by popular demand, I am delighted again to be able to speak to CEO Sukh Chamdal and CFO Pardip Dass of Cakebox, the UK's go-to provider of luxury egg-free celebration cake. So welcome, gents.
Welcome. Hello, Paul.
Yeah, well, massive congrats on today's excellent results, which in the context of a really challenged time for the retail sector is really impressive, with sales up 17% and adjusted PBT up 25%. And obviously there's a strong start to the new year. So Sukh, I don't know if you could just take us through the sort of key highlights and what you're seeing at the coal face at the moment as the UK economy starts to reopen.
Well, we are very fortunate that our business is crisis and recession proof, and their results bear that out, with gross profit up 25% as well to 10.9 million. And with the lockdown, we're coming out of lockdown, what we're going to see is customers reverting back to buying bigger cakes for bigger occasions. At the moment, they've been restricted by what the government say that we can gather by. So it's been smaller cakes for 6 people. But now, as the recession opens up, customers are going to, as the lockdown opens up, they're going to come out and they're going to have more parties. And they've got a pent-up demand, which they haven't been able to celebrate during the year. And now I believe that they're going to go further. So it should enhance our results even more.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would agree, because I think we chatted about it, but my father's got a delayed 80th birthday party coming up in August, and he wants a big cake box celebration cake for about 45, so which has been impossible over the last 12 months.
That's right, Al. I actually went to a birthday party over the weekend, and he had delayed his 50th birthday party from last year to this year, but he still wanted to celebrate it. So that just shows an indication that people do want to celebrate the special or marks in their lives, and they were prepared to defer them, and so they'll defer them to this year and early next year.
Yeah, and how do you see the mix of the online versus store at the moment going forward? Is it going to be sort of like more sort of like online deliveries, or a bigger percentage? Because I mean, it's a huge jump last year, and I think if I read the numbers, it's now 22% of overall sort of sales.
That's right, and what's happened is that people are still ordering online, but they're collecting from the store.
Yeah.
Delivery slightly dropped, but they want to get out. They want to smell the cake. They want to see the cake. They want to see the experience. It's a very personal thing. It's having a birthday cake or an anniversary cake, and they love the feel of it. It's not the same as just ordering online and getting delivered. So and the children want to go out and choose the toppings they want. So so the online sales are still up because they're online, but they want to come and collect it and have that experience.
It sounds as though your stores are like theme parks there, Sukh. You go in there and have a real experience and enjoy it.
Oh, absolutely. And, when all the children come, then we love to give them tasters and or show them that we've got the zoo animals and we've got all safari toppings and football. So they can have all the cake that they wanted, the princesses, etc.
Oh, I tell you, I wish I had some young kids again. We'll have to wait until my grandchildren, because I want to take them to your stores. Even if they didn't buy anything, they'd have a great time.
Welcome.
Yeah, Pardip. Now, sort of like, if we've got obviously quite a lot of demand, we've had a really strong year, and I mean, I'd point investors that this has been a really challenged period for retail. And for Cakebox to do so well, it just proves that it's a really strong, durable brand in the hardest times and can grow. So going forward, if it does that with the GDP decreasing over the last 12 months, what's it going to do, and how are we going to satisfy demand in terms of sort of like new footprints in stores and kiosks going forward?
Well, we opened 24 stores last year and 9 shopping centre stroke supermarket locations. But the thing is, at the IPO, we said that we wanted to have 250 stores. We're already at 170. I think really with the blueprint that we've got, we can easily do 400, 500 locations in the UK. So there's still a lot of work to do in the UK, and we definitely by no means have saturated the area.
And how does the split between sort of kiosk and store go? Because I'm just thinking here that your kiosks are probably faster to sort of set up, lower capital cost, and easier to sort of run from the whole perspective of a franchisee, I guess.
Yeah, the kiosks, from when we sign the contract, we can get a kiosk open within 72 hours. Whereas a shop, the build stage can take 4 weeks, and the actual negotiation of the lease can take anything between 3 and 6 months.
Yeah.
So we're a lot faster hitting the ground, opening a kiosk, and we can serve our customers a lot quicker.
And so if you have a footprint of 400 stores ultimately, what sort of would you be looking at 50 kiosks or 7? I mean, it's obviously nobody knows because you have to wait and see. But I'm just guessing that, because I mean, you went from you increased your kiosk footprint by 9 to 21, didn't you, last year?
That's right. Yeah, we did. The kiosk is it's an extension of the shop. So when we say 400 locations, we're talking about ultimately, say, 100 kiosks in the UK. And that kind of highlights the number of shopping centres that we've got, prime shopping centres in the UK. So a combination of 300 shops and 100 kiosks is not a mean feat to achieve, really.
Yeah.
And also, we're trialing 5 kiosks in a major supermarket, and the trials are going really well. Yeah.
I did see one major supermarket having your light livery on its website, so I don't know whether it's anything to do with that, but it's definitely a major one if it is, that's for sure. And investors can see. So just now turning to sort of new products then, Sukh. I mean, when we chat, you really whet my appetite in terms of this new sort of like delicious vegan celebration cake. And I think you said you'd actually perfected the sponge, but you were still sort of like just finalising the details on the cream. How's that progressing, the vegan celebration cake?
Your time is impeccable, because at this very moment, we are test baking it downstairs in our bakery.
Oh, brilliant!
By the time this interview is over, it should be ready for us to taste. But we're nearly there. We've nearly cracked it. We've taken the time, but we really want to make sure that we've got the best vegan cupcakes and vegan cream cake on the market.
Yeah.
And so I would say very, very soon we will launch the vegan cream cake, where a vegan can have the same experience as our normal cakes.
Yeah. And are you trialing it with sort of consumers rather than just sort of cake box employees, or you've been doing a bit of both, or how's that working? That
is correct. We've been doing a bit of both. But don't forget, we employ 1,200 people across the estate. Okay. So that's quite a bit of testing that we do.
Yeah, okay. Albeit, I guess they're quite biased, really, because they love the product. They wouldn't be doing the stores otherwise.
And we're fortunate to have, even at the bakery, we're fortunate to have 2 vegan bakers there, and they do all our testing for us at the very initial point.
Yeah, okay. Well, again, I'd point investors to just to see what the vegan market is absolutely exploding, and the success of Greggs' vegan sausage roll just absolutely just shows it's the case, isn't it, really? Because it allows big parties for everybody to have a piece of cake, and if it tastes delicious and it doesn't matter, then that's a great option. Pardip, when it comes to sort of like your own in-house online delivery, that seems to be doing really well at the moment. And can you just talk us through how that actually works in the field? Have you got? I mean, presumably the franchisees have motorbikes or vans or whatever it is. I don't know how that works.
Well, our online delivery platform has taken up really well. We started it about a year ago when we partnered with the third party, the likes of Uber and Just Eats. But later on in the year, we launched our own website delivery. And, it's really easy. When you've got owner occupiers, they are responsible for ensuring that cake reaches our customer in the perfect state. And they've got a choice of either delivering it themselves, if they've got their own drivers, using a local taxi firm, or even using the third-party platforms if they don't want to deliver themselves. Yeah. And that has increased. We're doing nearly £500,000 a year.
Yeah.
On that, and that's really, really picked up from our website.
And would you ever think about sort of like delivering anything else, or is it just to stick to celebration cakes and that's it? Leave it to the franchisees to sort that one.
Yeah, I mean, we like to do what we know best, and that's cakes. But there is an opportunity, the likes of other companies, to, add on value-added goods. When people are having celebrations, there's drink, there's cupcakes, etc.
Yeah.
So there is an opportunity there to actually upsell other
a bottle of champagne as well, or something like that. Sukh, it seems as though you've got an excellent finance director there. He's managed to squirrel away £3.6 million of cash on the balance sheet in a pandemic, which is a pretty mean feat. What are you planning? What's the board planning to do in terms of future investments? Because you're very capital light business, and you seem to be able to expand without much funding you're requiring.
At the first place, that it allows him to keep his promise of a progressive dividend policy.
Yeah.
And the second thing, it allows us to invest in people, strengthen our management team in all departments, and so that we get a much smoother operation of the business. And all the rest of the plans, I'll let Pardip explain.
Yeah, I mean, as we expand, we always said that we wanted to be no more than 90 minutes away from a shop for our delivery purposes, for our logistics. And, we can do that by opening more warehouses and really saving on the road miles and make it environmentally friendly.
Yeah. So if you do 400 stores or 400 locations, how does that translate into total franchise sales, and then in total cake box sales, which is roughly around about 50% or 51%, isn't it, of the total?
We take about 40% of the franchisee sales, and that becomes the cost of sales. So it's very easy to do the numbers because we have quite static prices and the margins are quite stable all throughout the business. So it's very easy for us to predict. For example, if we're doing £22 million worth of revenue, we know then the franchisees are doing, that's 40% of it. So we know what the franchisees are doing. So it's very easy to extrapolate those figures and see, what the business overall will be doing in 2 years, 3 years' time.
So what would that be then? If you do nearly £300,000 of franchise sales per store per year, I don't know what it is exactly, but about that sort of level, you times it by 400, and even I can do that, and you get 120 million. And then you okay, take 40% of that, or I don't know how much it is, but you're looking at 40 to 50 million of turnover when you hit a footprint of 400 stores. Is that about right?
That is right, actually, yeah. But our aim is, if we're looking at one extreme of it, is to really double our turnover in a 2 year period. So
in 2 years?
In a 2 year period, yeah. So when you're looking at 400 stores, we'll be easily be doing £50 million turnover on those numbers. But we're probably, to get 400 locations, probably about 5 years away.
Right, okay. So you look at, if you did about 50 million, then I'm just guessing here, if you're doing 25% EBIT margins, you should be doing 25% going forward, if not higher, because other franchise total models like McDonald's do over 40%. So if you just do 25, percent, the modest one, you get to 12.5 million of EBITDA. Does that ring a bell? Or
yes, it does, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I've got that in my calculator, £12.5 million EBITDA. That is very achievable. Don't forget, we are going to get operational gearing as well, the more stores that we're opening. Yeah. And like Sukh said, we're investing in people this year, we invested in people last year. Yeah. But, we won't need to do as much going forward. We will have a really good infrastructure of personnel, which will carry us up to our future investment plans.
Well, again, I'd point investors to have a look at those numbers. Just hypothetically, but if we're looking at 50 million top line, 12.5 million of it just EBIT in 5 years' time. If I did a normal sector multiple, sector multiples are roughly 25 times. But if I did a 20 times, just to make the maths easy, you get to over £6 or £6.25 per share. So it's obviously an attractive proposition over a 5 year period. Now, Sukh, just in terms of overseas expansion, I know I picked your brains last time, and you were talking about at some point you may consider, because obviously you want to get your UK franchise or your footprint sorted out first, but you may be looking at America or India or other overseas places to franchise.
Absolutely, we never say no, and it's always in the back of our mind that you've got such big markets across the pond as well, and or we will explore it once we've reached our potential here, and once we've got a bigger, stronger team into place, we can start exploring those possibilities. Like I said, the world is our oyster, and everybody has a birthday, and so who will not want our cakes?
Exactly. Are you finding people are coming to you already? Because I would have thought there'd be a few entrepreneurs who'd be saying, we'll be ringing your mobile, Sukh, and saying, what about potentially doing a deal in a territory?
That's right, all the time. And they do come, and we do give the same answer that we're not ready yet. And because, as you know, there's all the different kind of models. You can do a joint ventures, you can do a master franchisees, etc., etc. But it's again getting the time to think about other things because we're so busy expanding here. But once we've got a bigger team into place, once or it settles down a bit more, then we'll have a chance to explore other possibilities.
Yeah, well, again, with investors, just look at the models for sort of like Papa John's and Domino's, how that's concept has been rolled out the world. So it's certainly a very successful and well-trodden platform. So something to look forward to for investors. Now, part of it, I suppose you could quickly sort of like just fill us in on the blanks on the data announcement, which was released about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Because it now seems to sort of be done and dusted and all clear on the Western Front. But it'd be useful just to sort of get your take on how you see that and whether, the provision you put in the books.
Yeah, I mean, this happens all the time to companies, and, we were skeptical to it as well. Last year, we did have a malware attack on our website where the payment system was attacked. But all of our customers that were affected, we have written to them and offered them support, and we have informed the authorities as well of the attack as well. But I'm happy to say that, our website is secure. And going forward, customers, they shouldn't be worried about using our online payment system because we have all the security in place now. And
you've put a provision in the books, haven't you, or something like that as a one-off charge?
We have put maximum provision in the accounts, and even with that, we've had a very good year and recorded record profitability. But we have provided for this attack in full in case we do get fined going forward.
Okay. Now, just finally, Sukh, then, you've whet our appetite in terms of we've got a vegan celebration cake, certainly my appetite anyway, just round the corner. What about sort of like news flow over the next sort of like 3, 6, 12 months? I know we've got the AGM, presumably sometime autumnal time, is it? Or I don't know.
And we, like I said, we've done a trial in 5 locations in the supermarket. We're going to do another 6 in the next few months. And that should be a very positive result. And as you know, these supermarkets got a lot of branches, so that's another possibility. And again, there's other products in development. But what we like to concentrate on is our core product, the core birthday product. 63 million people in this country. If you divide that by 365 days, 180,000 birthdays a day, every day. Yeah,
you've got to be baking a lot there, Sukh.
Absolutely, and that's what we're concentrating on. So get our core product right, get it or give more variety, be with the trends, and give the customer what they want, and that's where we're running loyalty, or where we got all our loyal customers, and we love serving them. We love seeing that expression on the faces of children and adults alike when they come to see and cut that cake, and the best of all, when they taste it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a backlog also of weddings, isn't there? And just other sort of anniversaries and stuff like that. People, the wedding industry's been decimated the last 12 months, and there must be like a double whammy of delayed weddings coming through.
Oh, absolutely, delayed weddings, delayed christening, delayed or religious festivals, and like we just saw, we just had Father's Day, and Father's Day is not normally as busy as Mother's Day. But it was this time, Father's actually got remembered, and so we got the second Eid coming, we got Diwali coming, and what we found is the Romanian name days, the celebration of saints, and we've got those coming as well, and so we have got a lot of pent up demand, and we're looking very much forward to the extra demand coming forward.
Yeah, and just on that supermarket opportunity, I'm just thinking if I was a big major supermarket, I've probably got my physical footprint, store footprint is too big, and I need to actually put some sort of like quite interesting niche-y type of retail offers in there. And presumably K-Box just fits the bill there perfectly because it's unique. It brings people into store and it puts them in a good mood to buy the product.
Oh, absolutely. And every store that we've been into, other managers from that supermarket chain are begging the management to allow us to come in there. And as they refurbish, we are going in there. So we've got very good high hopes for that process.
Yeah, well, again, I'll just finally point investors: don't be surprised if there's a knock on Sukh's door at some point from a large supermarket retailer saying this is a fantastic concept, and I want to have that permanently. But that's my personal hypothetical speculation. So please don't answer that one, gents. But thanks very much for your time. Absolutely terrific set of results. Great to hear that there's been a strong start to the year, and having such a strong finance director there to squirrel away all the money certainly means that you have free option about what you decide to do. So thanks for your time again, gents. Look forward to chatting in the autumn.
Great, Paul. Thank you very much. Thank you.